the dark truth behind the deaths of iconic celebrities. Fame, money, and millions of fans screaming your name. For stars like Michael Jackson and Whitney Houston, it looked like they had everything. But underneath that shiny surface, there was a darker reality. They were wrestling with addiction, mental health, and the kind of pressure most of us can't even imagine. These are the stories of how some of the biggest icons in the world met a tragic end.
Number 1. Michael Jackson. Let's start with the king of pop, Michael Jackson. His death on June 25, 2009, stunned the entire world, but the story behind it was anything but simple. The official cause was a fatal dose of propofol, and the LA County coroner didn't hesitate to call it a homicide. At the time, Jackson was gearing up for his massive This Is It comeback tour, and the pressure was through the roof. To handle his chronic insomnia, he turned to Dr. Conrad Murray, a physician he was paying a wild $150,000 a month. It was Murray who was giving Jackson a mix of sedatives, including propofol, a powerful anesthetic that should almost never be used outside of a hospital. On that final night, after giving Jackson the drug, Murray left him alone. When he came back, the king of pop wasn't breathing. Here's where it gets even stranger. Instead of immediately calling for help, Murray delayed calling 911, making other phone calls first while precious minutes slipped away. By the time paramedics showed up, it was far too late. While his death was ruled a homicide, Dr. Murray was ultimately convicted of involuntary manslaughter, leaving the world to wonder how the pressure of fame could lead to such a tragic and preventable end. Number 2. Whitney Houston. Then there's the unforgettable voice of Whitney Houston, silenced way too soon. On February 11, 2012, right before the Grammy Awards, she was found dead in her hotel bathtub. The coroner's report was brutally honest. She had accidentally drowned, but heart disease and cocaine use were major contributing factors. Her system was a cocktail of substances, including cocaine, marijuana, and several prescription pills. For years, we'd all seen Whitney's battle with addiction play out in public. Her perfect image had been chipped away by bizarre behavior and a chaotic marriage, all under the non-stop glare of the media. She was called the Voice for a reason. She was a talent that comes around once in a generation. But behind the scenes, she was fighting a losing battle. Her death wasn't just a sad accident. It was the final chapter in a long, painful, and very public struggle. Number 3. Heath Ledger. The death of Heath Ledger on January 22, 2008 was another absolute shock. He was only 28 and about to deliver a legendary performance as the Joker in The Dark Knight. He was found in his New York apartment, the victim of what was ruled an accidental overdose from a mix of prescription drugs. The deadly combination included painkillers, anti-anxiety medication, and sleeping pills. What's so tragic is that he didn't overdose on any one drug. It was the combined effect of all of them that stopped his heart. Friends knew he was struggling with insomnia and the intense anxiety that came with his roles. But the story has a lingering mystery. The masseuse who found his body called actress Mary-Kate Olsen twice before she dialed 911. Olsen then sent her own private security to the apartment. Later, she refused to speak with federal investigators unless she was granted immunity, leaving behind a cloud of questions that have never fully been answered. These stories are a look into the real struggles behind the spotlight. If you appreciate us bringing you the real scoop, hit that like button and subscribe to Gossip Pickups so you never miss an update. Number 4. Amy Winehouse. And the heartbreaking story of Amy Winehouse. The British soul singer with a voice that felt like it was from another time died on July 23, 2011, joining the so-called 27 Club. Because her struggles with drugs were so public, everyone just assumed it was an overdose. But the truth was a little different, and just as devastating. The cause of death was alcohol poisoning. Her blood alcohol level was more than 5 times the legal limit for driving. In a twist nobody saw coming, toxicology reports found no illegal drugs in her body at all. She had managed to kick her drug habit, only to trade one addiction for another. The coroner called her death a misadventure, believing she didn't actually mean to end her life. 3 empty vodka bottles were found nearby. Amy's talent was once in a lifetime, but she was relentlessly hunted by the paparazzi, and her private pain became public entertainment. Her last concert, where she was too drunk to even sing, became a viral, gut-wrenching spectacle of a star losing her fight in front of the whole world.
Number 5. Prince.
Finally, we have the musical genius, Prince. The world was shocked when he was found dead at his Paisley Park home on April 21, 2016. The official cause was an accidental overdose of fentanyl, an opioid 50 to 100 times more potent than morphine. But the dark truth is far more tragic. The pills he took were counterfeit. An investigation revealed that Prince thought he was taking Vicodin for his chronic hip pain, but the pills were illegally manufactured and laced with a fatal dose of fentanyl. For years, the high-energy performer had been privately battling severe pain. He had no idea he was taking a counterfeit pill that would kill him. Investigators found pills stored in mislabeled containers, including aspirin bottles. Ultimately, no criminal charges were filed because it was impossible to determine who supplied the fake drugs. It was a devastating end for a fiercely private icon who fell victim to a crisis of counterfeit drugs while trying to manage his pain. The official reports rarely tell the full story, and we're here to pick up the pieces. If you found this look beyond the headlines compelling, make sure to subscribe to Gossip Pickups and hit the notification bell so you don't miss our next story. Fame can seem like the ultimate dream, but for some, it's a nightmare that comes with a terrible price. Behind the awards and the applause, these icons were fighting battles most of us never knew about. Their stories are a powerful reminder that even the brightest stars can be overwhelmed by the darkness that fame can attract.